Thanks, Daniel. Just into the newsroom now. Scary moments at a Fort Smith pediatric dental office after a car hit their building. Fortunately, no one was hurt. We do have a 5 News crew there. Let's take a look now at the damage. These are photos from our 5 News crew on the scene. It was at the Riley Farm Dental Office. That's near Riley Park Drive and Highway 71. The fire department says the driver of the SUV accidentally hit the gas. You can see the damage it did to the building. Investigators tell us that there is a bathroom in that corner and a child was in there when the SUV hit, but again, fortunately, nobody was physically hurt, just a little shaken up. Well, right now at noon, one person is dead after a shooting in Fort Smith this weekend. It happened on North 11th Street between Garrison and Grand Avenues. The victim's identity has not been released and no suspect information is available at this time. Investigators say they believe the shooting was an isolated incident. We'll update the story as more information becomes available on our website at 5newsonline.com. Today, a Bentonville man accused of multiple sex crimes is appearing in court. Wade Green is accused of raping and impregnating a young girl, as well as attempting to conceal the death of a stillborn baby after an attempted abortion. Green was arrested in November and faces charges including second-degree sexual assault and 2 counts of rape. You can read more details on the case at 5newsonline.com. A silver alert is issued for 86-year-old Dorothy Glazer as the Rogers Police Department asks for the public's help trying to find her. 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi joins us from the scene now with where the search stands.
Police say it was right here at this senior living center in Rogers where 86-year-old Dorothy Glazer was last seen. They're now asking anyone within a 2-mile radius to check their security cameras as well as their properties for any sign of her. Rogers police say Dorothy Glazer was last seen Saturday between 2 and 6 p.m. at Murata Senior Living. Police say Glazer has dementia. They believe she may have been wearing blue jeans, a light-colored long-sleeve shirt, and a purple puffy jacket. On Sunday, Rogers police scaled back search efforts after exhausting available leads and resources, but emphasized the search remains active. Anyone who may see Glazer or has information is urged to contact their local authorities. Now, I reached out to Murata Senior Living in Rogers, but I'm still waiting to hear back. Rogers police say that they are working with multiple agencies and utilizing any resource they can to find her. In Rogers, covering news where you live, Jacob Luthi, 5 News.
Just into the newsroom now, former Arkansas head football coach Bobby Petrino may have a new job lined up. Senior college football writer Pete Thamel says sources confirmed to ESPN the University of North Carolina is working to hire Petrino as their next offensive coordinator. Petrino returned to Arkansas in 2024 as the offensive coordinator before taking over as interim head coach after the firing of Sam Pittman back in September. Petrino was the Razorback head football coach back in 2008. We'll keep you updated as we learn more about this potential move on 5 News Plus. Well, tonight, Washington County leaders will vote on a proposed concrete mixing plant in Prairie Grove, and some residents are speaking out against the proposal. They claim that this plant could increase traffic, impact air quality, and result in runoff into nearby creeks that feed into the Illinois River. Neighbors say the proposed site is surrounded by homes with dozens of families living within a half-mile, and many are worried the project could affect their health, the environment, and everyday life.
Our point is that it doesn't belong in a residential neighborhood. We have a lot of concern about the pollution that will go into that creek.
Everything will run right off into that. And the property line is in that tree line down there, and that's a creek that feeds into the Muddy Fork, which feeds the Illinois River. Very, very frustrated. We feel like our rights, have been violated.
The proposal will be considered during a special meeting at the Washington County Courthouse tonight at 6 o'clock. Residents there plan to attend and present a petition with more than 1,000 signatures urging county leaders to deny this request. We have not heard back from the company behind the proposed plant. Tonight, the Bentonville City Council is voting on a fee that would impact developers. The city says their wastewater system has reached its limit and an expansion is needed. Developers, builders, and property owners starting new projects that increase wastewater flow would be required to pay a proposed fee of over $7,800 for new residential developments. That money would be used to fund improvements, including sewer lines 12 inches or larger. Happening right now in Fayetteville, the city is smoke testing its sewer system to check for leaks and cracks. Crews today are testing areas in North Fayetteville, including Van Ashey Drive, Drake Street, and the Fulbright Expressway. Non-toxic smoke is forced through the sewer lines to locate defects and connections. Officials say the smoke is harmless and will not enter homes unless plumbing is faulty. Residents do not need to be home during the testing. The testing will continue through tomorrow. But we're taking a look at the career of Judy McReynolds. After leading ArcBest for 16 years, she is now retiring as CEO of one of the largest trucking companies in the United States. Judy first came to Arkansas Best Freight in Fort Smith in 1997. She worked her way through the ranks and became CEO in 2010 as the company was treading some murky waters.
It was January of 2010, and we were in the depths of the Great Recession. And our company, as I walked into it, had the previous year had lost $100 million, had about $1.5 billion in revenue, $100 million loss.
In no time, the company had $5 billion in revenue with a net profit of nearly $300 million. McReynolds says the organization focused on taking better care of their customers and rebuilding trusted relationships. Her last day will be December 31st. Company President Seth Runser will take over as CEO on January 1st. Congress is pushing the Justice Department to release all of the remaining files related to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Many documents were made public on Friday ahead of the deadline, but many more were held back, and a lot of the information released was blacked out. The Justice Department says it was to protect the innocent. CBS News correspondent Scott McFarland has angry reaction from lawmakers who say that the DOJ is not obeying the law.
A release of tens of thousands of pages from the Jeffrey Epstein case files hasn't done much to dampen the controversy. The records include images of celebrities, several showing former President Bill Clinton. Also released travel logs and Epstein contact lists that include then private citizen Donald Trump's name. An Epstein phone message with Trump's name too, though none indicate any wrongdoing from the president. But the Justice Department's release was incomplete and laced with redactions. Annie Farmer is an Epstein survivor. Newly released documents appear to show her sister, another survivor, notified the FBI about Epstein back in 1996.
There's an awful lot of redactions. An awful lot. You don't seem surprised by that.
I think we have all prepared ourselves for what redactions might look like, and that they could be used to continue to protect predators and protect other people in power.
At least 15 files initially released were taken down without explanation, according to a CBS News review, including an image that appeared to show Trump in at least one photo. The Justice Department later clarified that image was flagged for additional review and then reposted after it was determined there was no evidence Epstein survivors were in the image. The Deputy Attorney General claims it's all to protect survivors, not Trump.
You're talking about 1 million or so pages of documents. Virtually all of them contain victim information.
This was a slap in the face of survivors.
Congressman Ro Khanna and Thomas Massie, who sponsored the bipartisan legislation requiring the release of the full case files by last Friday, said they consider legal action or impeachment proceedings against the Attorney General.
They're flouting the spirit and the letter of the law.
The Department of Justice says it is working on removing redactions, but must report to Congress in the coming weeks what's been redacted and why. Scott McFarland, CBS News, Washington.